Come here, Stella. Hello, girl. This is Stella. This is my sister's dog. I am dog sitting this weekend. Stella is only 8 months old. She is a Newfoundland breed, which is one of the biggest breeds of dogs that exist. So she still has some growing to do and a lot of puppy energy. So I thought babysitting her was gonna be a handful, but she's just been so good and chill, haven't you? All right, here, good girl. Okay, good girl. All right, just sit for the YouTube video. Just sit for a second, okay? Okay, no, like put your head like where my face. Like, come here. Oh, come here. Okay. Stella, do you want to be in the shot for the YouTube video? People don't want to look at your booty. Well, Stella's obviously going to do whatever she wants to do, but I figured since it was just her and I hanging out right now, it might be a good time to do a question and answer video for you guys. I'm just going to start by paraphrasing my most frequently asked questions, with the first one being, would I ever consider doing a live video? And yes, I absolutely would. I've been trying to get up the confidence and courage to do that for a long time. I've been doing YouTube for over 3 years now, but I'm still really not that comfortable in front of the camera. I often get nervous and I stutter, and I edit all of that out so you guys don't see that. So I'm trying to like build up my courage to do that, not be afraid of looking silly. I get more and more confident as time goes on filming, so I'm sure I will get there eventually. She will just not stay in the shot unless she can look out the window, so sorry if it's like washing out the camera, but it's the only way to do it together. You're not doing great as your first day as a YouTuber. Another question I get asked pretty often is, why did I pick the Equinox and has it been a good car? So I was initially looking for a Dodge Grand Caravan when I was shopping for my last vehicle. And in that process, I came across a good sale on this Equinox, so I bought that instead. Stella's just gonna come and go as she pleases, but we gotta keep going. So yeah, it has been a very reliable car for me, but not until I put thousands of dollars into it shortly after I bought it. Now, I don't think this is Equinox specific necessarily. I'm not saying the Equinox is a bad car that breaks down a lot. I don't think the previous owners took very good care of this particular car. So I had to put a lot of money into it, but since then it's been running great. It does have a little bit less space than the minivan I initially wanted, but it does have really good gas mileage, and I feel like people are less inclined to think that someone's living in an SUV even over a minivan. So I feel like it adds a little extra layer of stealth, and that's something I really appreciate. I get asked often, how do you find things to do in a specific city? So I just start by Googling things to do in whatever city and see what Google suggestions come up with, along with like the top things to do on TripAdvisor. Then I might try a more specific search like festivals in Houston in July, or things to do this weekend in Houston, or free things to do in Houston. And usually there's like, if it's a bigger city, there's like a blog or some type of list that someone's compiled of like unique things to do within that city. So I take the time to scroll deep down within the Google search results to look for like those local websites with unique things to do. I also commonly use websites like makemydrivefun.com and atlasobscura.com to look for like unique things in an area. I'll also use Facebook events to look up local happenings in an area. I also keep one big spreadsheet list of all the places that interest me as I'm just like going through my travels. If I see something on TV or, you know, a recommendation from someone, I'll write it on a spreadsheet and I organize it by state. So that kind of helps me decide what cities I'm going to gravitate to within a state. Who do I like to watch on YouTube? I watch a lot of YouTube, so that's a pretty long list, but the top channels that I watch faithfully are Eat CRV, Chad and Claire, The Endless Adventure, Kingin' It, and Kara and Nate. What type of camera do I use for filming? I started filming on my iPhone 12 and upgraded to the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and I used that for a couple years. I got a DSLR camera a while back just because that's like what all the YouTubers were doing, but I didn't really like it. I have a GoPro Hero 12 that I really like for action shots. I did try vlogging with it in India and didn't really like it. It just has a very tiny screen and you can't zoom in on stuff. So I just always seem to end up going back to filming with my iPhone. I did recently upgrade to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So my only complaint with the iPhone all along has been the audio, but with the new 16 Pro Max, it has a feature called audio mixing. So that's supposed to reduce a lot of the background noise and give a better audio quality. So I'm looking forward to hopefully having better audio in the videos going forward. Do I have a storage unit? So no, I don't officially have a storage unit, but my family has graciously allowed me to store some of my stuff in the basement. So everything I own can fit in my car and the equivalent of like a large closet. So a question I get asked pretty often is, do I get lonely on the road? And yes, I do get lonely pretty often actually, especially last year without Chase. Being alone is something that I did want to experience. So I'm thankful I got to experience that, but I know I do get out of balance with it. I have been, don't fall off the couch. Oh my God, you're so cute. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, and the moment's over. What was I even saying? Alone time. I do need alone time, a lot of alone time, but I know that I get out of balance with it. I have pushed myself out of my comfort zone to go to meetup.com groups within different cities. I have been to a couple board game nights. I've been to volleyball games. I have practiced Spanish in like a conversation group, and I always meet really cool people. And that definitely like fills me up a little bit, but they just don't turn into lasting friendships because by the time the group meets again, I've usually skipped town. So that's part of the reason I have chosen to stay in a hostel next, is to try traveling in a more social way. I'll be constantly surrounded by travelers there. So I'm hoping I will learn to have balance between traveling by myself and traveling around others. Do I date while on the road? So I have been single for over 3 years now and not dating for 99.5% of that time. I wanted to experience being totally single. I wanted to learn more about myself and learn how to be my own source of support. So that has been a really long, hard journey, but I do feel like I'm finally at a place where I truly know how to love and take care of myself. So now that I have that foundation of self-reliance and self-awareness set, I do think it would be fun to share my adventures with someone special. However, I don't want to start dating until I get my job and income in a steady place. I am trying to get this YouTube channel to pay the bills and I'm just not there yet. So I am going to keep my focus. Love you. So I'm going to keep my focus. I can't even talk because you're so cute. So I'm going to keep my focus. What am I focusing on? So I'm gonna keep my focus on my income. I'm trying to get my income up so that it's in a comfortable place, so that I'm not worrying about money or my career at the same time as trying to navigate a new relationship. You are being so perfectly cute right now for the last question. The last question is, will I get another dog? I definitely do see myself getting a dog again, but probably not until I stop traveling so much. I want to try traveling internationally, and that can be pretty difficult with a dog. Even traveling domestically is challenging. I think that it worked out so well with Chase because he was pretty old and had mellowed out a lot. It's definitely tempting because I do have a dog-shaped void in my heart, but it just doesn't feel like the right time to get another one. So until then, I will just have to get my doggy loving from other people's pups. Right, Stella? You're so cute. It's a few days later and I am chilling with my other sister's dog. This is Missy. She is a pit bull and we're not sure how old she is because she's a rescue, but we're guessing around 12 or 13 years old. She is so sweet and such a good lover, so she's gonna be hanging out with me while I answer some specific questions from the last video I posted. So thank you to everyone who submitted a question. Carolyn asks, where in Mexico are you planning to go? So I feel comfortable sharing that I am planning to go to the Yucatan Peninsula. I avoid sharing my specific location until I've left an area, and I post my videos with a time delay for safety reasons, but you will be seeing some more specific location details soon in future videos. Motrav asks, was India your first overseas trip and do you plan to do more? Will you be driving your own car in Mexico? I went to Brazil as a teenager, so India was my second overseas trip. I don't have any plans to go overseas again in the near future. I would love to go to Japan just because I think it would be cool to eat ramen and sushi and see the busy city of Tokyo, but that's more of a dream than a serious travel plan. We'll see though. I like to keep my travel itinerary open so that I can jump on any spontaneous opportunities that arise. And no, I will not be driving my own car to Mexico. I am flying down there and I plan to use public transportation to get around. Nomads Max asks, did you stay healthy in India? Yes, thankfully I did not have any of the common stomach problems that travelers often experience in India. So I plan on applying the same procedures I did there to Mexico. So I will only drink filtered water, I'll be mindful of food sources, I'll be taking probiotics, and I have charcoal pills on hand. So hopefully everything goes good in that department. What expenses did you eliminate prior to leaving for living on the road, and what ones do you continue to keep? How do you manage to finance a journey with no immediate end date? So I eliminated as many expenses as possible when I downsized from living in a house to living in a vehicle. When I had my house and property, I had all the normal expenses that come with that, and I have whittled them down to just insurance, gym membership, and phone bill. So obviously I have other living expenses that fluctuate like gas and food, and I have business expenses, but these are the only remaining personal monthly bills. I am financing my journey with the income I make from this channel, along with my savings that I have from selling all my property and belongings before I hit the road. Thank you for caring enough to ask me personal questions, and I appreciate you wanting to be a part of my life. I will see you in Mexico. Bye! Here, let's... Good girl, lay down. Lay down. I'm forcing your love on me, don't break my iPad. Stella! Stella, come back. It's gonna be a long video. Please tell me this wasn't a bad idea. Come here. You want me in the YouTube video? Come on. Stella, come back. Stella. Come here, girlie. Stella, come back. Please. Stella! Stella, por favor. Got dog hair in my mouth. Come here. Come sit with me. Do that, but over here. Stella, where are you even?